what was many companies' reason when they decided to not release their game close to GTA 6? Anybody know the answer? Now again, I'm not gonna play all of it, okay? I'm gonna play snippets of it. We'll talk about it. 1348 Ex Voto is coming out in March 12th. And Resident Evil Requiem, February 27th. Okay, let's put the whole genre thing out of the way, okay? I think it should be apparent that a game that has a massive appeal, such as Resident Evil or GTA, any game that released before any of those two games will be stomped, okay? That will be buried deep, deep in the ground.
Let's talk about 1348 Ex Voto. Now, this game in particular is being dubbed the Lesbian Night game. And it's a video game that is controversial for a couple of reasons. And to be honest with you, had they not said anything about Knight's Path, which is that indie medieval style video game that is low fantasy, that honestly looks pretty cool. Had they not said anything about that game when it was being attacked by the modern audience for featuring a attractive female character in a non-gay relationship, had they not said anything, I don't think anybody would have cared about this game. Not that anybody cares about this game now. But I don't think anybody would be talking about it. They might be making fun of it every now and then, but it wouldn't be getting the attention it's getting right now.
And also, don't forget, Hypnotic. I'm not certain if Hypnotic is going to mention this. Resident Evil Requiem, the hype is, it's through the roof. Hell, even the leaks isn't stopping. And no, I'm not posting the leaks, okay? Most of those leaks are coming from China, okay? And we all know China and Japan doesn't see eye to eye.
There's a couple of weird, suspicious things happening with 1348 Ex Voto that I want to talk about in this particular segment. But we're going to start off with Tebow. So Tebow says the following. Let me get this straight. 1348 Ex Voto, a game that's sole purpose seems to be to own Le Chuds, featuring a non-binary lesbian knight as the protagonist, whose studio claims that hit 100,000 wishlists on Steam, has a whopping 65 people playing the demo.
Really?
That checks out. Now, I couldn't believe this, okay? I didn't even realize that the demo even came out because I don't care about this game. I do remember when they posted that they hit 100,000 wishlists. And guys, I just want you to understand something. I remember talking about this game and specifically stating that the reason why I feel like they posted this was because they were basically shitting on Knight's Path. And Knight's Path was getting all the attention that they were promoting their game with their wish list, and they hit 100,000, 200,000, 300,000. They hit it pretty quick, right? So I feel like 1348 Ex Voto was trying to counter that narrative and say, hey, look at us. Look at us. We're doing good too. We're at 100,000 wish lists. Everybody likes us, right? But see, here's the problem. And this is what I really want to talk about in this particular segment, is that keep in mind, this game supposedly hit 100,000 wish lists. But you mean to tell me that only 65 people played the demo? How is this exactly possible? The math ain't mathin' in this situation, right? So I decided to dig a little bit deeper. And once you start going through the numbers on Steam, you start to realize that there's something extremely sussy-wussy going on with this game. Anyway, by the way, this person says, we are about to witness peak lesbianism. Step behind the scenes of our game with Albie Baldwin and Jennifer English, who, by the way, Jennifer English, the actress behind Mael in Expedition 33, great voice actress, but unfortunately woke as hell.
Yeah.
And ideology runs rampant with her. This is the post that got them in a lot of trouble. If you look over here, it says, don't forget to wishlist and note the release date on your modern agenda with a heart emoji. Nobody asked 1348 to get involved in this. Knight's Path was getting attacked by the modern audience. They could have shut the fuck up and stayed quiet, but they chose not to. They chose to get involved with this, and they chose to shit on Knight's Path in order to promote their game. So now, because of that, now they're getting all the hate because they decided to involve themselves into something that they had no reason to involve themselves in. But here's where it gets a little bit sussy-wussy.
You played yourself.
As you guys are aware, Steam, who they promoted 100,000 wishlist on, Steam has multiple numerical metrics that we can utilize to try to, gauge. It's not fully accurate, but you can kind of gauge the popularity of a video game, okay? If you guys notice something, one of the metrics is the follower count. And we have seen times where the follower count does not really match the overall sales of a video game, but usually it's pretty close. Where you could say, okay, if it starts to have tens of thousands of followers, hundreds of thousands of followers, chances are it's going to be a pretty a pretty decent game. But it's not.
Okay,
it's only got 8,600 followers, and that's only recently. In the last couple of I guess like couple of weeks. That's basically it.
Maybe.
These are followers, these are not wish lists, okay? So don't get confused on this. Now, 8,649 followers, when I compare that to other video games, keep in mind, guys, Dragon Age the Veilguard had almost 100,000 followers by the time the game released. And that was Veilguard. So think about that for a second. But that's okay. If you don't want to compare followers, that's fine. We don't have to compare that.
Okay.
You are number 673 in wishlist activity. At 100,000 wishlists? Guys, do you know how high 100,000 wishlists are?
Yeah.
Most video games don't even get past the 1,000 wishlist mark.
Nope.
Let alone 10,000. Let alone 100,000.
You know what? Why don't we check? Let's to be on the safe side. All right, let's see what's your currently. Okay, now you're at number 580th on wishlist activity. So let's check something that is coming up before it. Resident Evil Requiem. Resident Evil Requiem, let's see. And holy, that's a lot. 146,000 followers. Wishlist activity number 9. Compare this, 580th. Let's see how that works.
Now, wishlist numbers are not public. They're only available to the developers. So you and I cannot see how many wishlists they actually have. But what I am saying is that if you're number 673 at 100,000 wishlists, there's something really weird there. There's something a little bit suspicious and sussy-wussy about that. But I can't prove that because I don't have the numbers in front of me. I'm just saying, from my opinion, this looks a little sussy-wussy. Not only that, it is number 372 in the top wish list. So even out of the people who wish listed the game, they're not even interested in this game compared to other video games, right? So not only that, the demo has 124 people watching it on Twitch. 124 people chose to watch it. Watch it, not play it, right? So now that we know all of this, I want to go back to that list really quick because this is where we're going to kind of get an understanding as to what exactly is going on. So at 600 and whatever wish list that this game is at, what kind of company is it keeping at that number? If you look at 1348X Voto, right, with a release date in March, by the way.
Yeah.
It's in March, so it's coming out pretty soon. They're number 673 in wishlist. They're being beaten out by a game called The Non-Existence of Morphean Paradox, The Forest of Silver Shallots. Bro, they're getting beaten out by a paragraph, right? If you look at it, 600, they're getting beaten out by My Sexy Neighbor 2 on wishlist.
The Gunnar.
So if this, guys, I gotta be real with you. I don't think these games have 100,000 wishlists. I just don't.
That, folks.
The math is not mathing here. Do you really think this game has 100,000 wishlists? Do you know how big that is? It's being beaten out by Scott Pilgrim EX. I don't think that game has 100,000 wishlists, bro.
Nah.
I just don't. It's, bro, the Expanse. The Expanse is 300 slots ahead of X Voto. It's at number 335. I don't even know if this game has 100,000 wish list, or maybe it has like 200,000 if it's lucky. I don't think it's that high. Look at the follower count. The Expanse Osiris Reborn, a game that's double the amount of wish lists, is at 56,000 followers on Steam.
Wow.
Number 262, AV Sex Manager. AV Sex Manager is at 1,784. Guys, I'm just, this is just kind of weird to me. Right? The numbers, the math ain't mathing. Something weird is going on with X Voto, and I can't quite put my finger on it, but all I know is that it's just not making sense.
Yep.
Now, if you go into SteamDB and you look at the numbers right now, this is the peak for the demo. Let's see if it went up. It did not. It dropped drastically.
Wow, that's drastic.
So the demo all-time peak is 102 players, okay? If you have 100,000 wish lists, you seriously mean to tell me that the all-time peak for your demo that is free It's free,
Yeah, it's free,
by the way. It doesn't even cost money to play the demo. It's going to cost money to play the game, but it's not going to cost money to play the demo. So the demo is free, and you only managed to get 102 players concurrently? So you probably got, what, a couple of hundred people to play this game over the course of a few hours? Bro, there's no way. If you have 100,000 wish lists, there is no way that this number is real. This can't be. So what does this prove, right? Because
you know what? Let's go check one last time. Does Resident Evil has demo? Need to check Resident Evil Requiem. No, they don't have demo. How come this game doesn't have demo, but they have high followers, high wish lists? All right, let's see the demo. I want to see. And now it's back to 34. All-time peaks now 122. It's probably going to change by the time this video is uploaded. Probably going to change.
Because people are going to be like, well, you know, it's you know, Steam numbers don't matter, blah, blah, whatever. What does this prove? All this proves, in my opinion, is that the modern audience, it's one of the two things, right? Either you're lying about your wish list, which I think is definitely possible, or if you're not lying about your wish list, then this game is not is for anybody other than modern. Like, the modern audience proves that they will not show up for anything they show for online.
Evidently, yes. This is what happens when you put the word modern audience, okay? Which I'm not going to touch on that. It'll be another video into itself, okay? So here's the thing, folks. What can we see this? Now, if you see that, you look at the timestamp, okay? 1348X photo is coming out in March 12, 2026. Resident Evil Requiem, February 27, 2026. What is the difference? 2 weeks difference? Resident Evil still doesn't have, what, a demo yet? They still got, like, what, 5 million wish lists. I'm not joking, they do. And right now, guess what? Capcom even today trying to beg players not to post any leaked footage, okay? Because there are leaks. Mainly it's from China, which we all know. China and Japan, they're not exactly, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh yeah, they're not exactly one to see eye to eye or trying to cooperate with one another. The tension was high there, but that's a whole nother story. Let's put the genre thing out of the way, okay? Remember, if a game has a massive appeal, whether it's Resident Evil or GTA, any game that comes before that or after whatever it is will be buried deep in the shadow realm, okay? This is what happened with Highguard, okay? Highguard released on January 26, about 1 month and 1 day before Resident Evil Requiem. And guess what? The hype is still ongoing, okay? I'm not joking. Highguard, for me at least, in my opinion, Highguard released the worst time. And that's what happens when you release a game at a worst time. Yes, the game may be free to play and you may get, what, less than 100k players. When the hype of Resident Evil Requiem or maybe GTA 6 started, the momentum gone. No more momentum. This is why many developers and publishers are afraid to release any game before or maybe during GTA 6. They're avoiding that.
Supplies and production were vital areas of the war in which the Allies dominated. Relentless Allied bombing runs over Ruhr Valley factories resulted in an increasingly crippled German war machine. Methodical strafing of the railroads and rail yards left behind broken trains stalled on destroyed tracks. Without fuel, Germany's heavy weapons were useless. Its vaunted panzers immobilized and its planes grounded. The German infantry was left to carry on the fight alone.